Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on, Dad?
Oh, just another day in paradise, another work week over, and I'm kind of jacked up to talk about some sports today.
I'm jacked up to talk about sports every day, but anyway, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We go live every Thursday, and depending on my work schedule, we usually go on Mondays, but we will see what we can do after this week. But yeah, today, not today, but last night was like a really monumental win for not only the Phoenix Suns, but Chris Paul himself. That man, he deserves a shot at a ring. And I found it very ironic that he had to beat the Clippers to get into the finals when he spent 6 years with 6 years of bad playoff losses with the Clippers. And so it was a little, I feel like, bittersweet in a way for him. But the man's been in the league for 16 years. He's talented. He's, the type of guy you'd want on your team no matter who you were. And, it's his first shot at a ring. And so, I couldn't be more stoked. And I love the Phoenix Suns. I always have. And so, they haven't been to the finals since before I was born, 1993. That's crazy to me. Like, they said that Chris Paul had been to at least the playoffs every single year for the last 10 years. And then the Phoenix Suns have not been to the playoffs in every single one of those years. And so he came there and like changed things around and helped them. They're building a pretty strong team if they can keep everybody there. I mean, I'm not saying Chris Paul will be there next year, but the rest of their team, they're probably going to keep around and keep building on that. And so I feel like if they can win these finals, this is going to be a big move in their franchise, I think.
I agreed. Chris Paul is not necessarily that elite superstar player that they keep talking that you have to win. However, he is a poised veteran that knows how to win and knows how to be a leader, but he doesn't have to have superstar talent to get this group to win because there's a lot of really solid pieces, starting with Devin Booker around him and that organization. So,
You want to know a fun fact about Chris Paul and this finals run? He set the record for something that I'm not sure that you know. So he's 36 years old, and he is the oldest person ever. And the last person who did it was 33, and it was Michael Jordan, the oldest person ever to close out a conference final game with over 35 points. The last person to do it was Michael Jordan at the age of 33, and he's the oldest person to do it now officially.
well, that is something to be said. I'm really happy for them. You know, I talk about this when we talk about NBA. I've talked about it several times during this playoff stretch, and it's really starting to bother me. I cannot understand, with the exception of like today, with the Milwaukee Atlanta game, or whenever that last one was. Gosh, I'm lost.
I mean, it had like 2 or 3 minutes left of the game before I walked in here.
Right, Milwaukee finally won a game, but all these games are being won on the road. The home team, there is not the home field advantage in this NBA playoffs. Like, it's so because we were always talking about it. You steal one game on the road, but everybody's taking games on the road. I can't understand what's different about this year that's keeping teams in games on the road as much as the crowd's not effective. I've been watching.
I feel like, this could be completely wrong, but they played last year like a COVID year, no fans, nothing. So, hearing screaming in any stadium is all going to sound the same right now. I feel like, they're just getting used to having their fans back. I mean, in the teams that played in the bubble, last year, they didn't have anybody in there. And so, I feel like it's going to take a year or two for the home field advantage, like the crowds and everything, to really set back into what it's supposed to be. Because like that Clippers game last night when the Suns won, it was packed. It was loud. Like, it was so loud that you could hear it over the announcers on TV. And because I watched the whole game, and, I don't think that, affected anything other than the fact that it's just no one can hear each other talk. But, I really do think that COVID is the reason being that it was a weirder scenario. Like, there wasn't a true, like, home advantage. Because I mean, like you said, the Clippers, when they went to Dallas, that kicked ass in Dallas, and then they got their ass beat at home, and Dallas did the same thing. But the Suns are one of the best road teams in the league this year. I think they are the best road team in the league this year. So I mean, they were already like there, and so ready to play those tough games on the road and stuff.
But back to your earlier point, super happy for Chris Paul. I can't think of a better player to win a championship that needs one, to kind of cement his career. If he wins, I wouldn't be surprised if he just retired, because that's going to be what he wants. That's what he needs. It's kind of what his driving force is. The Eastern Conference is, even though Milwaukee won today, I still feel like it's a toss-up because Trae Young.
I mean, at this point, the way that Milwaukee played today with no Giannis, but at the same time, the Atlanta had no Trae Young, so their superstars were not in the game. But like, when I was watching it, when they got to 91 points, it said 89 of their 91 points were scored by their starters. I mean, they just dominated. And so I could easily see this taking off and Milwaukee just riding on that high and taking this series. But, I don't know when Trae Young will be back. I don't know when Giannis will be back. I don't really feel like Giannis is the factor in the Milwaukee team winning or losing at this point, because the way everyone around him is playing has just been insane. But I think, if Giannis is out another game and Trae Young comes back, this is going 7.
Brook Lopez really picked up Giannis' slack today, putting him 33 points and 7 boards. That's
Chris Middleton,
26 and 13 on the rebounds and 8 assists.
Drew Holiday, all of them. Yeah, I mean,
the only starter that didn't score double digits was PJ Tucker, and he had 11 rebounds and 5 points, which is still a solid game. That's saying what Milwaukee does, what a team does without their star. They rally, they share the ball, and then they all accept some of the responsibility and they win.
I mean, when you were talking before we got to this round of the playoffs, the round before the Atlanta, Philadelphia, and how you said you really liked that series specifically because of team basketball on both sides, really. I mean, that's what Milwaukee, they lost their star and they decided we need to come together and play some team ball, and that's exactly what they did. And, like, everybody got their slice of success in that game. Everybody who touched the ball for Milwaukee did good in some way.
The only thing that I see as being a downside for Milwaukee, because they won today, is that they mainly only got contributions from their starters. And them guys played excessive minutes today, whereas, they did the same in Atlanta, but, other than Kevin Huerter, everybody played 35 minutes or less. Most everybody played 35 minutes or more for Milwaukee.
Yeah, that could be a huge factor going into the next game, whether either of those team stars return. They're going to be tired. And that was kind of why I'm, thankful that the Clippers-Suns game didn't go Game 7, because DeAndre Ayton, he played like 15, 20 minutes longer than he's used to playing, and so, like, they have the advantage right now going into the finals, getting a couple more days of rest, because that game last night, they all played hard and played long, and so I think the Suns have the edge on whichever team inches out this finals appearance, because, like, the rest and everything, Milwaukee's playing hard to substitute not having Giannis. All their starters are taking the extra everyone took his play time and added it onto theirs. And so, yeah, I still think I'm taking Phoenix all the way. I don't care who wins, but I would really like to see Atlanta win.
With you. I think Milwaukee. I just it all depends on if there's a Trae Young. I do want to see the best possible series in the finals, even though I want Phoenix to win. I want them to be good competitive games where I'm more apt to watch them all the way through. But you get a star either way it goes, and as far as I'm concerned, Giannis is a, a superstar in a sense, but Chris Middleton is what makes that team win.
I've been saying that forever. Like the thing about Giannis, yeah, he won like 3 consecutive MVP awards and stuff like that, but it's hard to defend someone who's 10 feet tall. I'm gonna keep saying that. I know he's not actually 10 feet tall, but the guy doesn't even have to jump to dunk. If he's under the board and misses, like that's just terrible on him. Like, that's dumb if he misses, unless someone gets a hand in between the ball and the goal. Like that's the only way he should ever miss underneath of the board.
Yeah, I think Chris Middleton is what makes that team go. I really 100%.
Do. I mean, I don't know if you watched any of the NBA playoffs last year at all. It was so like insulting to Giannis, but they had like a stat in between, like during a timeout or something. It was like with Giannis on the floor, without him, and like all of the team stats when he was not on there was so good, and all of the ones when he was in the game was so bad. Like the announcer said, well, maybe they should just take him out of the game because they're playing so much better without him. And so, I mean, I still think that's true. I think they're a better team to be able to rally without him. I'm not saying he's not talented, but,
I wasn't even paying attention to Chad. I was so into talking to you, but United in Sports and Gold Prospecting Out Bush with Marky's in here, and Brockton showed up himself. Thank you guys for coming by. Smash the like. I appreciate seeing all of you. Nice to see you, Marky. Hadn't seen you much lately. I seen that picture. Was that you with your son?
Brockton said, I like ice cream.
Yeah.
But yeah, no kidding. What's up, Marky? Our Australian friend.
I just saw a picture of him. I think it was on Facebook, and I think that's his son, because the kid looks a lot like him in the face. The hair color is more like yours, though.
You know what? He can have blonde hair. Hello, stopping in to say hello. Relic. Okay, you're gonna have to tell me which name this is. This is not.
That's Don. That's Don. Relic Reaper is Don Garza.
Okay, Don. Okay, yeah, I always get his and Ian's name mixed up, and so that's Don. Yes. He said, yeah, it's his eldest boy.
Yeah, I can see the eyes really set it off. That's definitely your kid. So back to the playoffs. When's the next game for the Hawks and the Bucks?
Well, they played today, and the Suns would have played tomorrow if they lost. So I want to say Saturday.
All right. Well,
and the finals are next week. So.
And that's it's 3-2.
3-2. Yeah, it was 2-2 going into the game. So, yeah, I mean, Hawks got to win this next game to stay alive. I think they can do it. I want to say this game's in Milwaukee, but I actually don't know.
I know it goes back to Atlanta for Game 6 and then back to Milwaukee for Game 7.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, I think Atlanta. I think this series is gonna go 7 games. Personally, unless this Milwaukee team stays as hot as they were today. So I think that's the only way. I mean, look, I was convinced just for money purposes that the Suns Clippers game was going 7. But they rallied hard and they played hard and good ball. And so, anything can happen.
But just for perspective, Atlanta's run through the playoffs this year. Even if they go home tomorrow or after this next game, even if they go home, for only having really one superstar quality player on that team and a lot of role players, they've made a big splash in this playoffs. There's something that's going to be watching them next year. I'm really going to be, I'm not necessarily a fan, but I'm interested to see who and what they draft.
I was going to say, I mean, some of these guys that are looking for new homes might end up there.
Who they pick up in free agency.
That's what I'm saying. Some of these guys are either sick of where they're at or ready to move on with their careers. Look there and look, they got a young leader on their team, and I'd like to play with that.
Because face it, look at the Clippers with the roster that they proposed and put out there. They were supposed to win games. The Lakers are supposed to win games because of the roster that they got. I keep hearing
and
the roster.
Their LA teams on top of that.
But Atlanta has played some very good. Philadelphia was supposed to win. But Atlanta really without too many superstars, with one kid that's becoming a superstar, and then a bunch of role players have really made a mark on this playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And so, I'm curious to see what happens from here on out. I mean, either way, if I am either in the front office or I am on the Atlanta Hawks team right now, no matter what happens, you can go home feeling good about it. Unless they come out in Game 6 and make a total fool of themselves, they should feel good, win or lose, from what they accomplished this year.
Absolutely. Man, I just realized, and it didn't even dawn on me until I read the title of tonight's stream. And then I looked over at the end of it, and it says getting closer to having football back.
Yeah, and today marks 10 weeks until opening weekend.
And the first thing I think about when I looked at the clock today is, hey, it's July 1st. We got training camp in 3 weeks.
You know what happens on Tuesday, right?
What's that?
Green Bay still has no idea what's going on with Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing golf against Tom Brady with Philip Mickelson and somebody else.
I didn't see that.
He is still living his best life, not giving two shits what happens with the Green Bay Packers, and they just have to sit there and deal with it. But I did hear yesterday that Aaron Rodgers' agent and the Green Bay Packers are still trying to work something out. They are at least communicating at this point in time. So, in the next 2 weeks, I'm sure we're going to have that answer. Either way it goes, I think we're going to have that answer of what either Green Bay is going to get for Aaron Rodgers or if he's going to stay. I mean, they already offered him to be the highest paid quarterback ever. They offered him that money. He doesn't want it. So,
the best thing that I think can happen out of that, Aaron Rodgers comes back to Green Bay and tanks on purpose.
I mean, I thought that's what he was going to do this year. I really thought that was what was going to happen. But then when them drafting Jordan Love, I really thought, he was going to tank because he was mad. But then he turns around and was like, I'm going to be the very best that there ever was, and no one's going to stop me. And he threw 50 touchdowns this year and did some crazy shit. And so, I don't know.
I think the Jordan Love thing really motivated him.
Yeah, I thought it was going to go the other way, but I feel like it really did. It motivated him. I mean, he won MVP this year. I don't know. Oh, also, Amanda, since you're in here, I'm not gonna make you do a giveaway thing or anything, but I do have a card for you that I'm just gonna give to you because 1, I will never have any use for it, and 2, I know you will like it. So whenever I can find it, because I have a lot of cards, I will sleeve it up for you and bring it over. But you're gonna enjoy this one. And I jokingly told Philip the other day, I was like, I pulled a Daniel Jones card. Should I give that to Amanda? And he was like, Maybe if she's bad on Christmas. But no, it's not Daniel Jones, in case he said that to you. I'm not going to just be mean. But I have a baseball card for you.
Just so you know, the Padres took the lead in the top of the 8th.
Yeah, I saw that. I stopped. I had it pulled up on my phone, but I was like, they're going to somehow lose to the Padres, so I just gave up. Speaking of that, before we get too far into anything at all, I am thoroughly mad about yesterday and one, David Bell, and two, how they handled things. They didn't play a full 6 innings yesterday, and they went on rain delay, and then they called a game. I was like, look, they're going to meet again tomorrow. Let them finish the game. Like, the Reds were really – I mean, the reason I'm mad at David Bell is he got the bases loaded and then put a reliever in and gave up a grand slam. They should have just let him deal with it. I don't care. I know there's probably a better reason than I can think of, but I don't think they should have put a reliever in with the bases loaded.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
So that comment being said, I'm going to make a statement that to everybody that's in here right now, Alex is not a baseball strategist. She's not a baseball coach. She knows to be fair, very little about strategy in baseball. However, she hit that right on the head because the guy that they brought in, doesn't have a lot of experience in these situations. He's not a big-time inning pitcher. And the pitcher that was on the mound was redeeming himself in the inning and had a low pitch count. That was a bad spot to pull your pitcher and put somebody in like that. Now, if he had TJ Antone to bring in for that guy.
Yeah. Don't. I 100% agree. If there was the right guy to bring in, then yes. But in that situation, the pitcher he wanted to bring in next, no, they should have let him finish the inning or at least got one or two of those guys out, not just threw this guy to the wolves. It was like he was setting him up to give up a grand slam. Like he wanted it to happen, or he was just going to walk guys in. Either way, those 4 runs were going to get scored if you put the guy they put in. And so that's why I'm mad about that. But then the whole rain delay, they didn't even finish 6 innings. The Reds were batting really well yesterday, and they just called it.
So the rule is if you play 5 complete.
No, the rule is 6.
5.
No, I looked it up yesterday.
5.
The rule is 6. I literally looked it up. That's why I'm mad.
It's 5 complete innings.
I mean, you can look it up again and find where I'm wrong, but I literally looked it up yesterday because I was reading a comment thread when the Reds posted the game was over, and I was mad, and everyone was mad that there was 6, so I looked it up. Okay, Brockton said it's 5. No, I didn't see the ass beating the Mets guy yesterday, Amanda. I was too busy watching the Reds get screwed over by our manager. So, well, Brockton just said 6 too.
No, it's 5. Hang on.
Speaking of Brockton, I'm not gonna just ram you about Tom Brady, but you had to bring him up and say he was good at something else. But I just want you to know that I disrespected Tom Brady on his own field last week, and I felt really good about it. He said, JK, I have no idea. Marky said, Google and screen share, we need to know. I can't see that. I still can't see that. There we go. I mean, I can't see it, but someone else probably.
A game is considered a regulation game, also known as official game, once the visiting team has made 15 outs, 5 innings, and the home team is leading once there is more than 15 outs of regulation to score. Prior to the 2020 season, hold on. If a game is terminated early due to weather, the results are considered final.
But every other game, they've just continued the next day.
They do that, but 5 complete innings is considered a regulation game.
I'm just saying, I read it was 6 yesterday. Because I had to know, because everybody that was attacking the Reds Twitter.
So if you're the visiting team and you've batted 5 times, the game is officially over at that point if the home team is winning. The home team gets that 5th inning of at bat, and then after that, a game is a complete game after rain shortened. So 4.5 innings if you're the home team and you're winning. So that means that the visitor got 5 at bats, just like you don't have to go to bat in the bottom of the 9th.
No, I mean that makes sense. Yeah, no, I get it.
But yeah, I know that's the rule. I know I'm pretty good on rules. Now let me get this thing dropped out of here. Oh, you did for me. Good deal. But anywho, but you're right on the money, and about David Bell, I'm still ready to lynch him. There was a couple things that I wanted to bring up since we got into Reds talk today, and I don't know that I might have botched my place that I had set up. Of course I did. Let me back it up.
Hang on, I had to fix my camera.
But why did I do that to myself? So what I normally do is I normally have a screen set aside with anything that I need to reference during our conversation. And yeah. Going into the 9th inning, they're down 4-3 still, by the way.
Yeah, I just accepted the fact that they were going to lose as soon as they scored that 4th run.
Yeah, that's sad to say that, right?
I mean, the Reds can't freaking beat the Padres. They can't do it. And it's just like the Diamondbacks at the beginning of the season. I feel like the Reds would clean house playing the Diamondbacks now because they're like 50 games behind. But
they just played it.
They'll probably lose that game too.
Played at the wrong time. Since 2013, when Joey Votto and Brandon Phillips went to the All-Star game as starters, the Reds have 2 starters in the All-Star game this year with Winker and Castellanos.
I think I read somewhere that it was like 3 times ever that were 2 outfielders from the same team. Like there was only 3 times in history, and this is the 3rd.
Yeah, that I could believe that. I mean, I'm not really sure about that. I just knew that, it's the first time they've had 2 Reds since 2013. And what 2 better guys to be on that All-Star team with Mookie Betts in the middle. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, that's an elite team. Just of the outfield, that is elite.
Yeah, and then look, you got Tatis.
Mookie Betts. Before we get too far into the All-Star game, speaking of Mookie Betts, did you know he's like a very distinguished bowler?
I did not.
He said that he cannot count how many times he's bowled a perfect game. At one point in his life, he was known as the best bowler in the state of Tennessee. And he said he only bowled 1 perfect game in the PBAs ever, but he's bowled tons of perfect games in his lifetime. And I was like, and he's also good at pool. He can solve a Rubik's Cube in 30 seconds, no matter which Rubik's Cube you hand him. There was like a basketball and then something else that he was really good at. And I was just learning about him yesterday, and I was like, that's freaking insane. But yeah, he's, one of the better bowlers in the world. He said he's still, even during season baseball, he bowls at least 3 times a week. And he said it really helps him, like, with baseball, too.
I did not know, but that makes me like him a little bit more.
Dude, I mean, I'll send you the video that I found on that. But that was, like, the coolest thing ever, as, like, seeing that fact that, 1, he is a hell of a baseball player, but 2, he's good at everything else, too.
And then there again, I'm wrong. I thought it was Mookie Betts that got voted into the outfield with him. That's Acuna? That's Acuna Jr.
I mean, that man's just as deserving as Mookie, honestly.
Oh, yeah. I was just
surprised. Was Acuna going to be center or right?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Acuna's going to have to play center field.
Yeah, because, I mean, it would probably come down to who
Winker
got
could
more
play
votes.
Center, but
it probably comes down to who got the most votes out of Acuna and Nick to who gets the right field.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be kind of nifty to watch, but
dude, Acuna's a nightmare at bat and in the field.
I was just to the point that I was really happy to see it because, in this season of us having a very solid core group of guys and that are not playing well, to see both of them in the starting lineup for the All-Star game and in the home run derby probably is going to be really nifty, and I'll be glad to watch.
Speaking of a home run derby, did you see that Atone or whatever? He's going to be he announced he's going to be in the home run derby. I feel like it's not very often you see a pitcher in the home run derby.
Never. Sean,
That's what I'm saying. That dude's a monster. I think honestly though, so I've noticed that his pitching is still good, but it's starting to decline. That they need to just make him a pinch hitter or like a designated hitter and take him off the mound. Because they have a bunch of good pitchers, and like, what if he is your leading batter? What if he gets hurt pitching? When you've got pitchers to replace him, but you don't got batters to replace him that are that good. Good night, Brian.
It's an interesting dilemma that they got.
I mean, I think that it's fantastic, and it gives him even more of an argument to being the MVP this year. But I think for the long term, it would be smarter to take him off of the mound and just make him a designated hitter.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
I mean, look how often pitchers get hurt, honestly.
I feel, honestly, being comfortable in baseball is probably the most important thing. And if that's what he's comfortable doing, playing that way, then I wouldn't take him out of his comfort zone or his rhythm.
Yeah, but his pitching is starting to decline through the season. He's still pitching well, but it is declining from where it was.
I see, but I'm going back to the point from the conversation.
I'm not saying like permanent. I'm like saying give him a couple weeks of break.
Yeah, I mean, that's not always good for a pitcher either. So I don't know.
He's still batting. He's still, not just stagnant.
I know, but pitchers need to pitch. If they don't pitch, they struggle. So.
Yeah, but I think this guy is a one of a kind. I don't think he's just going to lose his talent.
I'm telling you that baseball players are creatures of habit and they're rhythm orientated. If you take them out of the rhythm, it fucks them up. I've watched Eugenio Suarez go from fucking starter and crushing balls to sitting on the bench.
I mean, he declined this year. Let's be real. And that was position change, I think, got in his head. I think that's 100% what it is. But he is still the leader in home runs since 2018.
Yeah, but he's been benched the last 2 games due to performance.
Okay, but he needs a break too. He needs a mental break. It's not that he needs that's what I'm saying about Shohei, is that he doesn't need a break from, doing it. He needs a mental break. And so it will help him. Not because he's so good at both hitting and pitching. That once you see a decline in one of those areas, you need a mental break from it. You can still be playing. You can be your designated hitter for just a week, 2 weeks, whatever. Let some of your young guys that are not getting as many starts get that time they need so they, have more experience on the mound, and then bring him back. They're already sitting in a decent position right now. You don't want to go to the playoffs, and then you expect him to come out there and help you win a game, and something happen. Look, I'm not saying I'm talking theoretically, but realistically, it could be a factor come the end of the season, like when it matters. You've already they're pretty much going to be where they need to be by the time the playoff comes. But, he hasn't had a real break this whole season.
A break is like 1 game. I mean, 2 games. And right now, they're far enough out of the playoff race that I don't think they can afford to. And I just know baseball mentality.
No, I get what you're saying. Like, I do. I understand. look, I'm not a baseball guru, and I never said I was. I'm not going to try to be. Like, if you want to argue with me about football, I'll get into that argument with you. And I'm going to let you have baseball because I don't have the knowledge that I have with football to argue that argument with you. I'm just saying it makes sense.
I know why it makes sense, and I agree on a philosophical level. But however, they're 2 games under 500. They're so far out right now, and they've got 2 of the best hitters in baseball. Comparatively, the Angels have the only 2 hitters that are probably better than what the Reds have right now, and Ohtani and Trout, and they're struggling within their own division to compete for a playoff spot. For Christ's sake, Seattle's 3 games ahead of them in the standings right now, and Houston's dominating. By the way,
Yeah.
with my preferred coach making it legit.
Mr. Baker.
Love Dusty Baker. But
I told someone at work yesterday or the other day that I was like, I kind of hope the Astros will win the World Series again this year.
Me too.
The guy said that would probably break the internet, and I was like, yeah, and I think it would be hilarious.
Well, the thing about it is that I bitched when they replaced Dusty Baker with Brian Price in Cincinnati. He failed for a few years. Now you got David Bell that is just, he doesn't know how to coach, so he plays sabermetrics and analytics, and he just plays that game, and that's his excuse at the end of the day for every decision he makes. I base it on analytics. That's what he says. So fuck him, fire him. But, the coach that they let go that took them to the playoffs almost every year, just quote unquote, didn't win, is got a chance to win a World Series and try to rebuild Houston's reputation because he is a honest, good coach. And I don't think he's going to rebuild Houston's reputation, but he's going to keep defending those guys and make them win. Hope they win the World Series.
I hope they win the World Series. I think that would be the best thing ever. Like, I'm not a Houston fan, and I feel like Houston sports right now are a dumpster fire, but the Astros are playing really good baseball, and there's no argument that they're going to be in the playoffs. They're dominating their division or whatever it's called in baseball. And, they're playing their best baseball right now. I just think it would be the greatest thing ever to see them win a World Series.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree, man. But it's really cool. It's really cool watching Dusty kind of. Oh yeah, just like Marvin Lewis, Shelby. I agree with that completely. Everybody hated Marvin Lewis. They can't win. They haven't won since he's been gone. Not even close. And they might do it.
It's going to be different.
Huh?
This year's going to be different.
Yeah, but it's not going to be, if they lose, everybody's going to blame Zach Taylor and not Joe Burrow for sure. I mean, you got to remember Marvin Lewis won with Andy Dalton. 12-4 1 year.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Look, I sound like every other Cincinnati fan. Like, this is good. I sound like a Chicago Bears fan. This is their year. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. This is their year. They're going to the Super Bowl. No, the Bengals aren't going to the Super Bowl this year. But do I think they have a chance at a playoff this year? Yes, I do. I believe that they have the ability to win 12 games this year. Not saying they will, but I think they have the team and the ability. All they need is the coaching and, Zach Taylor to get his head out of his ass. And I think they have all the tools they need. They just need to figure out how to use them. Look, they've got probably, if not the best, a top 3 of their wide receiving class this year. Like, the guys they have are one of the best group as a whole. And, Joe Burrow is one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. Pending his knee is in good shape like it's supposed to be, and they protect him, and he will be able to show that he is a top 5 quarterback.
Thanks, Marky.
Thank you, Marky. Oh, but anyway, before I keep going on that rant, this link I just posted is the Card Sharks YouTube channel where me, Shelby, and Dad has some content coming. Sports cards, Pokemon cards, and I've been doing some looking into other kinds of cards as well. And if I can get my hands on them, it's going to be other cards as well. And so I've been seeing too many videos of some interesting kind of cards, and so I want to get my hands on them. But yeah, we have a lot of fun on this channel. It's still a baby channel. I think we got 2 new subs today, so it was at 17. But yeah, show this channel some love because we love making videos for it. But back to what I was saying is, oh yeah. We also have some national women's soccer cards. We got like 4 or 5 boxes of them. I picked some up today. Those will be on there soon. I'm going to let Shelby do all those videos because she loves the national women's team. And so we'll have those when we have them. I'm not going to set dates, but we do have a video every single day. But back to what I was saying is, yeah, you protect Joe Burrow with the wide receivers that they have, all 4 or 5 of them, plus some of the tight ends, pending they're healthy and still there. As long as they protect him, I think they're going to show that he is a top 5 quarterback. And I don't even care. I would put him over almost any quarterback. I think there's like 3 quarterbacks that I wouldn't put Joe Burrow over. And that is Patrick Mahomes, which I can't do it, Justin Herbert, and I think that's because Justin Herbert got to play the whole season and Joe Burrow got hurt halfway through. So he's just got a little edge of experience. And then I would say, yeah, maybe just those 2. I don't know. I mean, Andy Dalton's still up there for me. Not Kirk Cousins. He's trash, and he's got the best wide receiver in the league. I mean, Aaron Rodgers can be there for me, but I'm not going to put him there because I don't like his attitude, especially, everything.
Yeah, I know, but his attitude is not an indicator of his talent level.
No, I know. That's why I'm like 50-50 because Aaron Rodgers is talented.
You know the guys that and the other ones like you talk about, the other ones that are probably still above that and like him or not, Deshaun Watson is that.
I mean, Deshaun Watson is a top 3 quarterback.
And like him or not, I still think you're gonna probably beat me to shit over this one, but I still think Dak Prescott is in that category as well.
Okay, I put Dak Prescott as a top 10 quarterback, and the only reason that I'm not putting him up there is not his fault. Is he has to throw 500 to 600 yards a game to win a game. And
that's not
so it's not his fault. But if they were winning games, I would put him up a little higher. But that's the only thing that I am discrediting him, and it's not his fault. And I will openly admit that, it's not his fault. If they had a good defense, the Cowboys would be actually relevant right now.
Absolutely. If they had a good offensive line, if they had
that too. That's just as important. But even with their poor offensive line, Dak Prescott can throw 600 yards a game and still lose.
And he also got his ankle mangled.
I'm talking before that.
I know.
The stats he had in those first couple games before he got hurt, he could have won MVP this year or last year if he played a full season with those numbers.
Yeah, that was the only reason that I put him into that conversation because I think as talent-wise,
I put Dak kind of right there with Deshaun Watson, honestly.
Yeah, I think Deshaun Watson's a little more talented. I think
Deshaun Watson's more talented because he's faster.
That might be true.
I think that's the only thing. It's that he's faster. They both have the arm strength.
There you go. I put Dak Prescott on the same line as Aaron Rodgers. I think they're very similar, and they have very similar strengths.
Yeah, but Dak's way more mobile.
Yes, but they're still on the same line.
In terms of arm and vision, I could see that. Yeah, definitely Dak and Aaron have the same sight of the ball. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has years and years on Dak, but I can see that over the course of his career, if he doesn't get mangled again, he could end up with just as much success and maybe even a ring to show for it.
And with Shelby going here, I got a comment to this.
Kirk Cousins is always a bum.
You're right. Kirk Cousins is a bum, but whoever his agent is got him a fully guaranteed contract, and they can't afford to cut him. So he's a bum that's getting paid.
Well, it was like that. Shelby shared it on Facebook, but I had saw it on Twitter right before that guy. This is switching sports. That guy that with the Mets, who's going to be getting paid $1.16 million until 2035 every single year. Now there we go. That guy has got a good agent.
Yeah, I mean, whoever's making these deals for these guys is the real all-star.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, I put Kirk Cousins next to Ryan Tannehill. And look, I freaking hate Ryan Tannehill, and I think it's his face. And I'm going to leave it at that because he's not the worst quarterback I've ever seen. Plain and simple, But I put them right next to each other because they're not talented, but they're not bad. And look, Kirk Cousins does some questionable, dumb shit. I'm just why? But I'm not going to blame him. I'm going to blame Minnesota, and it's the reason Stephon Diggs isn't there anymore, is they switched their offense to a run-first offense. And so it's just like Lamar Jackson, which I'm not going to give him any credit at all because he was better in college. But, they don't throw the ball as much. And that's what pushed, Stephon Diggs came out and said it. He was like, they decided they wanted a run-first offense. I'm a phenomenal wide receiver, and they don't want to utilize that, so I don't want to be there. And that's why he's gone. And, the same thing's going to happen with Justin Jefferson. He already doesn't like Kirk Cousins. He came out and said, he was like, my quarterback's an idiot. And so, I think that's part of Kirk Cousins' problem is the coach. And I'm not saying there's anything – see, this is where it's all twisted because I'm not saying there's anything wrong with their coach either. I like their coach. But, he's put in a stupid situation just like Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill doesn't have to be a good passer because he's got Derrick Henry.
Kyle Farmer just hit a 400-foot home run to tie the game in the bottom of the ninth.
I had to go and say something. If that's what it takes for them to win, for me to just completely discredit them, then I'm going to do it.
Also, it looks like Mike Freeman got on base, so they've got India's up to bat with a 3-0 count. And there's
Is he okay?
Huh?
Is India okay, actually?
Yeah.
Because he went down with a pretty bad shoulder injury in, the fourth inning while they were playing defense, and he went down. And it looked just like when we played the Padres last time when Tatis went out with that injury. It looked exactly the same. And so I was like, did he just tear his labrum or pop his shoulder out? And then I was listening to it in the car, and it was like Jonathan India's up to bat. And I was like, what do you mean he's up to bat? He just went down with that injury. So I guess he's fine. But I thought he was done. Also, I just saw that comment. He does look like the Walmart Buzz Lightyear. That is Ryan Tannehill. You know what? And this is going to sound really bad, but Kirk Cousins has a bad person face. He does bad things to people.
Yeah, you're getting into that conversation about how these quarterbacks are. There's a few really good ones in this league, and then there's a lot of mediocrity, and some of that mediocrity surrounded by good teams. So it's kind of hard to actually pick out where the talent really is sometimes because Dak was having a world year last year and we got hurt.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, he probably would have won MVP last year if he played a full season and averaged what he was averaging through those 4 games he played. Dude would have been the MVP. It wouldn't have been Aaron Rodgers because he would have thrown for 70 touchdowns and like 10,000 yards at the pace he was going. And I wouldn't have even been able to argue it. Like,
Jonathan India just hit a double. Runners at second and third with one out in the bottom of the ninth. Tie game.
Oh, Matt Freeman couldn't make it home.
I know. Well, it must not have been a very deep double, but
I'll take it. No, I'm not blaming him, but like, someone hits a double and you're on second, you should go home unless you're just slow.
No, he was on first, honey.
Oh, I thought he was on second. He's not Tyler Naquin or Nick Castellanos who runs at the speed of light.
Yep. So it looks like you've got Winker and Castellanos to get with 2 swings to get 1 run home to win the game.
Who's hitting the walk-off?
I was sitting there thinking that maybe it's time to pause the video and go in there and make a walk-off video, but
I mean, you can do that. I'll pull Shelby up.
Get her on up then. I'll go in there and see if I can get it. But as soon as this is over, which it should be over here very shortly, hopefully, knock on wood, I really want to get into the discussion of Joey Votto's greatness because there's been several times today that
Shelby said Nikki, he's going to be the one to do it.
There's been several times that we've taken grief over calling Joey Votto great, and I want to pitch some of his numbers, and I want you to make a judgment on what you think's great.
Right. That's a big 10-4. I mean, I also got into an argument with someone today about Nick Castellanos because I made that video yesterday when he hit that 3-run home run, and I was like, Nick Castellanos for MVP, and this guy was just sitting here telling me why he wasn't going to be MVP, and like if he hits this walk-off, it's just going to like, I don't know, just kind of further prove my point of him being MVP. Like, I'll be fine if Shohei wins MVP, but because one, he's a pitcher who is the best batter in baseball. But if you take him out of the equation, like there's only a couple guys really that go neck and neck with Nick Castellanos, and so I think he has a fair fight to win it. Also, I don't think they're in the same league, and so I think they do MVPs, one for each league, if I'm not mistaken. Also, Marky, if you're still in here, I just saw your comment. Thanks for hanging out, and we appreciate your time. Have some fun shopping. Hopefully we see you soon. Dad's watching baseball, and Shelby said she'll be up here in a minute, so I'm just kind of vibing by myself. Well, that didn't work. Let's move things around. There we go. Feels weird seeing my face just by myself, but yeah. There she is. Add to stream. What's up, dude?
Hey. Oh, hang on a second.
Let's take Dad off here. What's up, dude?
Oh man, what's up?
I feel like we haven't seen your face on the stream in a while.
I feel like it's been a couple shows, I think, maybe. I don't remember.
I don't know, vacation in the middle. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like it's never happened or something. I don't know, like it's been forever.
I know. Oh, what did I miss today?
We spent a lot of time talking about Phoenix and just the NBA playoffs / finals, like as a whole. And Dad agreed with me that Chris Paul is probably the most deserving guy in this position right now to have a chance for a ring.
That's fair. I agree with that. Chris Paul.
I mean, I love Chris Paul, man.
I love watching him and Devin Booker both. Like, you see Devin Booker out there with his half-face shield, and he's still just playing harder than ever. Like, the other day, it was getting on his nerves. He took it off. You got a broken nose. You're playing in the NBA Finals, and you just take your face shield off. Like,
well, yesterday, I know you didn't get to watch it because you were at work, but, like, he played almost the entire game without a face shield. And then, like, the fourth quarter, he put it back on. Like, he didn't even start the game with it, but he put it back on towards the end of the game. Oh, it looks like Tyler Stevenson hit the walk-off.
hell yeah.
So either one of them got on base and one of them struck out, or both of them got on base. And, oh, here he is. It was Tyler Stevenson.
Yep, smoked it down the right field line. Winker broke his bat. They threw Freeman out at the plate. They walked Castellanos. And then Stevenson drilled it down the line. I got a great video. So it's pretty slick.
Hell yeah. Yeah, the Reds just tweeted and it said, "Walk it off, Tyler."
Yep. I'm wondering if we'll get a copyright claim on this one.
I was really shocked because, the Joey Votto one I posted, it said there was no restrictions, and I waited like an hour or so, and then it still said no restrictions, and then the next day it hit me. And I was like, why you shouldn't get 24 hours.
Well, no, the software, from what I read on the creators forum, is the software is designed to let you know immediately whether or not something is copyright protected. And,
Yeah, I waited because every clip ever since we had that one issue, I wait and I watch it for an hour or two and it doesn't say anything. I'm like, okay, now don't worry about it. 24 hours later, I get hit with a copyright claim.
So in other words, what probably happened is that they didn't copyright that video until the next day.
But that doesn't make sense.
But the only thing I could really think about is that it ended up being a national highlight where that maybe
it was a big deal, yeah. So see, that's why I kept watching it for the first couple hours because of that.
Because you think about it, MLB, that clip, if could end up being one of those clips that is highly profitable. I mean, that's the reason why, for the most part, leaving it up was a good idea as far as publicity goes, more so than who cares about the, it might be a big jumper towards monetization later on, as it is. You know what I'm saying? Leaving it up is probably a good idea because it could be like the one video of Tanner's that had like so many 100,000 views.
Oh, like those like old Michael Jordan clips and stuff?
Stuff like that, yeah. I'm watching the highlights of this game now, and Aquino sucked in center field tonight.
Yeah, there was one play he went back on the wall, and it's like he just thought he was closer to the wall than he was. He should have made the catch, and they wouldn't have got one of those runs that they had scored if he would have just made that catch. But it was like he hesitated and thought he was too close to the wall and stopped, and then the ball ended up bouncing off the wall.
Yep, that's what I was just
watching. Out of it.
That's why a lot of the guys will go back with like a little bit of their hand like behind their back so they can tell how close they are.
That's what you're taught to do, yes.
Yeah, well, Dad knows all about that. 2 shoulder dislocations later.
Yeah, that was in beer league softball, so
it don't matter. It's the same kind of thing. Game.
So
Shelby, I don't know if you ever hit softballs like that, like the min-sized ones, but man, it's so fun when they go real far. Like you can feel it. Sometimes I'm like, how do those guys know it's going 420 feet when they hit the ball? But
you can feel it.
But those men's softball, it's so much different feeling. It's like lighter, but like heavier at the same time. And like as soon as you hit that, it's gone. Like, and me and Dad used to go down to John Paul, and we used to put Ethan, he was like 5, out in the outfield to just retrieve the balls. And we just used to hit balls. We'd take a whole bucket full, and man, those things can fly. Baseballs can fly, but men's softballs can really fly.
Yeah.
We were. I know that the video that you put out, talking about showing Tyler Stevenson learn how to play first base from Joey Votto.
That was my best clip ever. I got like 70,000 views on that.
We took grief, right? There was some grief over that about calling Joey Votto one of the best. And I made the argument at the time.
Well, not only calling Joey Votto one of the best, but by calling Tyler Stevenson a rookie.
Yeah, well, that's another grief that we took, that we were right on. We may not be professional announcers, and we may not have superb knowledge, but we're not freaking stupid. And if somebody doesn't know what it takes to be a rookie in Major League Baseball, just ask me, I'll show you. But to call somebody not a rookie to act like you're smart and sound like a smart ass.
One of the TV announcers the other day said Tyler Stevenson's in the running for Rookie of the Year, and I was like, "Huh, that's weird. How can you be in the running for Rookie of the Year and not be a rookie?"
Who knows? I mean, maybe he cheated.
Oh yeah, he cheated. Right? He told him just to erase his stats from last year, his 6 games he played.
But we've taken a little bit of grief over stuff like that, calling Joey Votto, and so I got going through yesterday. Once I noticed that he's got a chance to break, there's a hit marker this year. I think he needs 54 more hits, or maybe it's not hits. There's something that he needs this year that he can really do, where you top the 300 home runs, the 2,000 RBIs, and
1,000.
Yeah, 1,000 RBIs and 2,000 hits, I think.
And then only like two people or one person ever has gotten those 3 milestones.
It hasn't been done since like 1971. But I was going through his stats, and he ranks 140-something in home runs. The top 200 in RBIs. There's so many statistical categories that he's in the talks of greatness. He's in the top 5 of Reds in most of these categories, and you're talking with Pete Rose, Tony Perez, Johnny Bench, Joe Morgan, the names that are coming, Brooks Robinson. These are all household names, and you have to start adding him into that conversation.
Well, I mean, he's only the 4th Reds player to ever hit the 1,000th RBI.
Yep.
Is it 9 more RBIs? No, he hit it last night.
No, it's not. He needs like 54 more hits.
I think it's just hits. Yeah.
It's 46 more hits to be 2,000 hits.
1,000 RBIs.
1,000 RBIs and 300 home runs. But long story short, there's too many people out there that think that he is not that talented of a player.
Hey, listen here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I supposed to send one tonight, bro?
What's up, Rob?
I saw his comment, but I went to Taco Bell and I just got lost in the sauce. And I forgot. He commented on our last live stream and said either you or me to text him when we went live, and I planned on it, but then I was like, I'm gonna go to Walmart and get Shelby some medicine and get some more cards, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I need some Taco Bell, and then I went to Taco Bell and then I forgot.
So I guess since Rob's in here and he's hanging out for a little bit, if you want, you can. If it's not going to get him in trouble, he can come up, and if he can't, then that's so be it. But I got something that I want to talk about with him if he wants to come up. If not, I'll just do it in here. So if you want to drop the link again to see if he wants to come up, and then other than that, I got to look something up really quick while I'm sitting here, and then I got a conversation that's going to find interesting.
You know what? I feel like
I got it, boo.
got what?
The link.
Oh, I'm
Get out
looking
here,
at these,
kitty.
I'm looking at these cards.
Because I gotta ask. There's got to be a question here. I just trying to figure out what's happened. But anyway, that's the point. The point was that his name is starting to circulate with all-time greats, and it's he's
Oh, he's on the wrong computer.
Here we go, on the wrong computer. But the Pete Rose thing is, or not the Pete Rose thing, the Joey Votto thing being not considered being a great player, people couldn't be further off.
Oh, he got it working.
Pete Rose thing, the Joey Votto thing being not considered being a great player. What's up, Mr. Rob?
What up, Rob?
Hi, guys. Hi, Miss Shelby. Hi, Miss Alex. Hello, Mr.
Hey.
Shane.
Sir. So I have a question for you.
Hi,
And I'm going to get the numbers right now. And there it is right there. And right there. 1 second, and I'll be able to ask the question. So the comment is, Rob, what the hell do I got to do to figure out what the hell's happened? Because I looked at my video with you and I from before the week before we left, and today that video topped 1,500 views, and I don't know how.
A video before you left?
The live stream that you and I did.
I don't know. I woke up the other day and I was up 12 subscribers, and I didn't even post a video. So
That's what happened to me today.
I have no idea. Maybe some of my people are going back and seeing you guys and subscribing. I don't know.
Well, the other day after we posted it, it got like almost 200 views the night of. The next day, it was still picking up some traction, and then it slowly just tapered off, just like every other live stream. And then 3 days ago, it was started averaging 10 to 25 views an hour, and it's not stopped.
I don't know. I mean, I'm happy, and I'm happy for you. And I think, I don't know. Maybe I'm enjoying a lot more live streams and getting my name out there. And I don't know. Maybe, I'd be happy if it was people seeing FL Thunder and coming to check out your stream. I'd be real happy on that. But hell, I'm not that damn popular.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's got more views. My live streams, they're never really good for total views. At view time, they work out great, but it's never total views. And I was just wondering if something had happened that you knew about that kind of helped bump that thing up a little bit.
No, I do not.
That ain't no fun. You're supposed to have an answer for me.
Yeah, well, my answer is I don't know.
So at the end of the day, all I will say is that it's got to be your charisma, I guess. It has to be.
Yeah. Yepper.
I just don't. I can't figure it out. Usually, I'm pretty good at going through analytics and figuring things out, but not this time, buddy.
Yeah,
Let's just all say thank you, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.
I'm going to give him credit whether or not he's do it.
I'll give you credit, Rob.
It's 1,566 views.
I guess I could say it took me a lot of work to click that. It took me a lot of work to click that 1,566 times. So,
yeah, I don't have all the analytics on the watch hours yet, but it's by far my best live stream.
So you're talking about the live stream that we did right before vacation, where you and Rob were on there for like 2 hours, and then he came over to this one.
Yeah, we were there for an hour. It was an hour and a half long, and then he came over to the one we did for the sports that night, and then the next day we headed to Florida.
That's crazy. I didn't realize that had happened.
No, it just started. All last week. It sat there with 2, 3, 5 views, 10 views a day, and then starting, I think it was Monday afternoon. I noticed that there was an hour there where it had 10 views, and then it just stayed from 15 to 25 views an hour for like the next 3 days.
That's pretty cool, though.
I'm looking at it right now, and he's right. His stream the week before got 151 views, and this one's got 1.5K.
You're famous, dude.
I didn't know if there was something that I missed. I wasn't sure. That's why I just thought I'd ask.
Your one 3 weeks ago that got 150 views. That's right where mine gets after about 2 weeks. So I can't tell you. Mine average around 150 to 200. So
that's it.
That's crazy.
So
I'm just gonna start putting in my tags. I'm just gonna start putting your username in my tags.
Go right ahead. Let the people think I'm here.
Just say I'm gonna put the wait till the end.
So hang on. There's the comments. Okay. Are you gonna come say hi? Come here.
Kitty.
Come here.
Is it a kitty?
Come here. Come here, Milo. Come here.
Milo.
Come
Behind Shelby's head.
Milo.
Is that a cat?
Come up here.
Yeah.
Come
What?
But
here, buddy. Come on. I know you're tired. Come here, buddy. Milo, come here. Come on. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come here. All right.
Come here, Milo. I want to see you.
That's
No.
Milo. Oh, we can't see him. Hold on.
I'm holding on.
There's Milo.
oh, Milo's up
A
on
big boy.
We're doggy sitting.
Oh, he's cute.
As you can tell, he's a real killer.
He
I
might
like
have
him
to do
over
that.
here because nobody else lets him lick him, so I'm a big doggy guy. Okay, everybody saw you now. I was eating watermelon, so he was hoping to get some watermelon hanging out with me, but I'm not allowed to give him people food.
Is watermelon really people food, though?
I'm a big people food dog guy, so I get yelled at a lot. But he's allowed to have carrots, so I can give him carrots.
It's good for his eyes.
So anyway, I hear you guys went to Clearwater Beach after we left the stadium.
Yep.
Yeah, we told you we were going to Clearwater Beach.
And
because I asked you which beach we should go to.
I recommended that one, but I also mentioned a couple other ones, so I didn't know where you guys were going to go.
You said Clearwater was the best.
Did it live up to my hype?
Yeah, we had a good time. We ended up after we checked out of our house, me and Dad and everybody, we went and got a hotel down on the beach too for another night. I can't remember what that place was called, but it had like its own private beach. Like
Gulfview Hotel.
Golf.
Nice. So did your whole group go?
Most of our group went. All but three. 3 of them went home.
Yeah, it's we're going there. 4 of us are going there Saturday to spend the whole day and part of the night hunting Saturday. So
I wish I would have had time to really detect there.
I wish we would have had more time just down in Clearwater. Like, I liked Orlando and then the house we were staying at was
I think
cool,
I liked Tampa and Clearwater better than Orlando. Like, I wish the house we were staying at was in Tampa.
I agree with that.
Oh, I'm sure you guys could find a rental like that in the Tampa area.
Because, I think next time I want to go to Miami just to check out the Miami Stadium. But I feel like if I were to go regularly to Florida, like the same spot every year, Clearwater, Tampa area is definitely my favorite place I've been in Florida so far.
You know, it's funny, the street that I met, the house that I met your dad on that morning to start metal detecting, and I told him I had the big permission where he was parked, and I told him I had the house across the street. The house across the street was a bed and breakfast that you guys can rent.
That's pretty cool.
So
I can't complain, though. The house we stayed in was fantastic. And the whole neighborhood was cool. No one cared what you did. No one mess with you.
Yeah, it's Champions Gate got built pretty much as a resort subdivision.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You could-
noticed that
you could
only
tell
like
that-
half of the houses people lived in, and the rest of them were just rentals.
Yeah, you could tell that some of them were summer homes too.
Mhm.
Which it's a perfect summer home. It has a hot tub and a pool, and you're
Yeah, Denise and I take care of 3 of the neighbors' houses that are snowbirds are up north right now. So she mowed one of their lawns today, and then the other 2 we have keys in case something happens at the house. We keep an eye on it. As a
That's
matter of
probably-
fact, the one house we look after that they haven't been down here in like 3 years. I'll give you my shitty news for the week. The judge denied my order to evict my tenant that's 8 months behind on rent due to COVID.
Oh, I was gonna say COVID would be the only exception I could think of.
Yep.
Yep, they gave him a 30-day stay till July 31st.
But after
So-
that, it's fair game.
Yeah, I think I have to file a motion. I don't think I have to repay for a new eviction. I think I file a motion, and I'm hoping that the eviction kicks back in because it's going all the way through. I can, but so she's costing me so much money that I've decided that I'm not normally a vindictive guy, and I'm not normally a guy that holds grudges or does act any against them, but she's pissed me off so much today that Denise and I went up to the house today, and I ripped the washer and dryer out of the house and took it right out of the fucking house.
Oh, that's awesome.
And Shelby, I hope you don't think bad of me of this, but I just fuck her. I went to high school with her. I dated her in high school. We went to her 10-year reunion together. We've been friends for 40 years, and she said she was moving out of her place, and I met her at our credit union. We bank at the same bank, and she moved in, and she's been paying rent fine for 2.5 years. And then COVID came along, and she's like, "Ooh, I can use this as a perfect excuse not to pay." And she just said, "I'm not paying you."
That's why you should never rent to friends.
I know. Being nice has come back and kicked me in the ass. And then she's had an 8-foot fence up around my backyard, which the city doesn't allow. And by lease, she's supposed to allow to have 2 dogs there. I went over there. Denise and I went over there today, and there's 6 dogs there. One of them had shit right in the middle of my living room. The whole house smelled like dog shit. When she moved in, I put brand new tongue and groove wood flooring in the living room and the dining room, and that's all bubbled up on the edges now because her little shit dogs that are like this big, she's got 4 of them. They've all pissed all over the floor, and it seeps in and bubbles up the edges. So all my flooring is going to have to be replaced that I put in brand new when she moved in. Let's see what else. So she put this 8-foot fence around. So I contacted the police department. And I said, "Are you allowed to have an 8-foot fence?" The guy went, "Oh, no." So I went down and I contacted the code violation people, and I reported myself as having an illegal fence on my property. And code enforcement showed up last Monday and put a 3-day notice on my door. So I showed up on Wednesday because I was waiting for my court documents, and I said, "Did I get any mail?" "Nope." I said, "No mail from the county?" "Nope." I said, "Any mail from the city?" "Nope, you didn't get any mail." I left there, drove down the street to the police department, and I said, is the code enforcement officer here?" And she said, "Yep." And I said, "Did you guys go out there Monday?" And she goes, "Yeah, here's the notice we put on the door Monday. Your roommate has it." And I looked on there, and it said that I had till today to take the fence down, or it was a $150 fine. I took that copy, and I said, "Well, how do I know I got this without looking like I initiated this?" And she said, "Oh, I caught you backing out of your driveway, and I handed you a second copy." And I went, "There you go, that'll work." And I went right back to my house, and I walked in, and I said, "What is this? Did you get one of these?" "Yeah, it was on the door Monday." I said, "What is it?" "Oh, it's just some letter from the city." I said, "Addressed to me, right?" "Yeah." I go, "Did you read it?" "Yeah, something about taking the fence down." I go, "Yeah, Lou, it says the fence has to be down by today, or it's a $150 fine in my fucking name." I said, "But you didn't tell me about that. I asked you half an hour ago if I got any mail, and you stood there and you lied to me, and you said no." I said, "Well, my son was going to take it down today, but he didn't." I said, "Fence comes down today, or Denise and I are coming out tomorrow, and I'm taking my truck and I'm ripping the fence out." And we came by the next day after Denise got off work, and she had all of it down except one gate. And I dismantled the gate and took the pole out of the ground, dug it out, and took it down. And then we went back up today to take the washer and dryer out, and she'd put part of the fence back up and the gate back up, and I dismantled them again and took them down again.
Jesus Christ. And there ain't nothing you can do about it.
Nope. If I go back up there and the gate's up one more time, I'm going to say, Lou, if the gate's up one more time, I'm going to lock the fence in the garage until you move out, because I can't trust you to leave the fence down, and you're going to get me an ordinance violation. So, not only has she not paid me 8 months of rent, that's really hurt me financially. She keeps doing things that cost me money, and I'm not paying any more money.
That's fair.
I'm not allowed to shut the water off by law, or I can be sued. So when I went down to the city, the city water supervisor, department head, said, he took me in his office and he pulled out the state statute and he said, I'm sorry, but you can't shut the water off. It's the fastest way to get her out of there. He says, and that's what everybody does, but legally you can't do it.
Is that just a Florida thing?
It might be. I don't know if it's every state, but I know here in the state of Florida, I cannot shut somebody's water off as a means to force them out of the house. So I have the water bill that I pay on, it gets debited out of my checking account. So I said, well, what do I need to do to have that stop? He said, just give us a letter. I signed a letter. I handed it to his girl. She typed it in the computer, and I said, send me a bill. And they said, okay, why do we need to send you a bill now? I said, because I'm not paying it. And they went, one of Denise's customers was like, well, that's going to affect your credit. I go, I don't give a shit. One water bill after 3.5 years isn't going to kill me, but I'm waiting for it to show up at the house. And when I'm going to go walk in, she's going to say, here's the water bill. And I'm going to hand it right back to her and go, nope, that's yours now. And she'll go, oh no, the lease says you pay the water. And I go, oh yeah, the lease also says you pay me $500 a month in rent. And so here's the deal.
$500 a month rent.
I'll tell her right to her face, Lou, by law, I'm not allowed to shut the water off on you. But there's no law that says I have to pay for my tenant's water. So fuck you. If you want water for you and your dogs, pay the bill or get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I mean, she's already violated the lease, so that means it's null and void at that point.
Yeah. And the lease was only for 1 year. She's been there for 2 years on a month to month that we've never renewed the lease. So yeah, like you say, Shelby, she's got no leg to stand on. So
except for the COVID restriction shit.
Yeah,
yes,
done.
But the CDC said this was the very last 30-day extension, and they absolutely stated they will not extend it anymore because of how far the COVID's fallen down. So I did see she had some boxes there today when Denise and I went over.
Now, are you entitled to any of that money back from the state for like federal grant money?
I just found out that I could possibly be, so I'm going to find out how I do that. Supposedly there's a fund set up in the state of Florida for landlords. So I will apply to that. Now, see, in the state of Florida, it costs $180 to file the paperwork to evict somebody. To evict somebody and request the money be paid back to you, it's $310. So Denise said for the extra $130, spend the extra $130 to try and collect the $3,000 or $4,000. You're never going to probably get it. But say something happened where she was awarded some money through the county. If I have that filed with like a lien against her, I get that money first before she gets it.
Yep.
So
it would kind of be like a back child support type situation too. So if she comes in any sort of money like that, it would automatically go to you.
Yep. And that's exactly, so.
It just sucks that you did somebody right and tried to help somebody out, and the repayment that you get is an 8-month fucking.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was. Yeah, I mean, I drove 50 miles. I drove 100 miles round trip to return a ID bracelet to a little boy that lost it in the sand. That has his name and phone number, and I called his father and I said, I have this bracelet. Yeah, my son lost it on the beach. The beach was 50 miles from my house, and I drove all the way to their hotel, handed it to them. They said thank you and turned around and walked back in the hotel. And I was like, wow, I didn't even get gas money. I just did a 100-mile round trip and I didn't even get gas money. It was just a shit week last week. Well, except for you guys being here. That was great. But
yeah, it was a shit week. We had a great week last week.
Yeah, sorry, we suck.
I'm telling you, I've been telling this stadium tour to everybody. I thank you, thank you, thank you. It was such a fun. It was such a fun. It was such a fun tour that tour.
Dude, it was awesome. I've only ever been in one football stadium, and I've only ever been to one football game. So every football stadium I go to is just going to be like, brand new and awesome to me. And so that was like the coolest thing ever. I'm still talking about it too. So you're not alone. I've been telling everybody. Like I'm just so excited.
I've already decided come October when it cools down, I'm gonna surprise Denise and take her. So
It'd be worth
now,
it.
let me tell you what they did around here to try and get some of the 40% of people that haven't gotten COVID shots yet around here. They brought the Lombardi Trophy out, and if you went to the place where the Lombardi Trophy was and got your COVID shots, they let you take a picture with the trophy.
Fuck yeah.
I wouldn't want to take a picture with that trophy because it's a Mickey Mouse trophy, but
well, it's a replica, but probably half the people don't know that.
well, I would still take a picture with it if I could. So, but not that one.
But I even called my sister in Kansas City. I was talking to her, and she says we went over and did that one day. We went and toured our stadium one day, and she said it was cool as hell. So they have toured the Kansas City Stadium.
Yeah, next time we go, I'm gonna definitely try to get a tour there because that it was a lot cheaper than I thought it would be. I just assumed, especially since they just won the Super Bowl, that it would be like outrageous, and it was so affordable, and it was such a cool tour. Like I was, so thankful for that because, like, I mean, we started off with the jail cells. Like
I know, how cool was that?
That was the coolest thing, Like I never thought I'd see a jail cell at a football stadium unless I did something stupid.
That was pretty cool.
Like, I don't know. I could sit and talk about it all day because, like, it was just as cool as me and Shelby going to that playoff game last year. Like, it was the same level of, like, it was that awesome to me.
Well, and then Shane and I went back and we started metal detecting, and we hit an old school, and I pulled out a Wheatie and a silver ring out of a school, and then we went to an old park that me and the guys have hit. My buddy Dalton actually has pulled an 1860s Napoleon French pirate treasure silver coin out of it. Troy's gotten two Barbers, a dime and a quarter. I've gotten a GW and a Merc, and then Dalton also got a Franklin and a couple more silver. I mean, we pulled like 10 silver coins out of there. And your dad pulls a silver quarter about 10, probably maybe 20 feet from where Dalton got his Napoleon silver.
Yeah, right on top of a key. They must have got dropped together.
That's pretty sweet.
So I was happy he got silver. I got a silver ring for the day. We got some Wheaties. Troy met us. He wound up pulling two silvers out of the permission he got. And then we
had over 60 coins.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive.
I just stopped filming because it was just quarter after quarter, and I was like, whatever. But every hole we dug, that little yard, I bet I got half the coins out of that one little yard. And we split the yard in half. I mean, it wasn't big at all.
No.
It just, everything just came out of the ground. It was just that Rob was on the side with the silver and a couple extra Wheaties, but I was.
You had more clad.
I had a ton of clad. I couldn't believe it when I pulled it out of my bag. I was like, "Is it still coming out?" I thought
if that lady would have said yes on that 20s house across the street, we'd have had so many old coins that day. It wouldn't have been funny.
Yeah, it made for a really good day. I thought she was going to. She looked at you and smiled.
She sat there in her porch. I'm giving the whole spiel, and she's like, she's smiling. She's like nodding her head. She's doing yes. And I'm like, yeah, I got this. And I went, so would you mind if we metal detect your? No, I don't think so. And then she turned around, walked in the house. I was like, shit.
Rob was like, I just got all the way through that speech and got told no.
Hey, Shane, coming up here in the next couple of weeks, you'll be able to metal detect that house across from my parents.
I know, right? I was gonna hit Sam up. I didn't know if she'd moved out yet. Has she moved out?
Not yet. I think she has another week or 2 weeks, one of the two.
Nick stopped me the other day and was like, "Hey, Sam moved into that house yet?"
So Rob,
like, nah.
There's a house out in this little town in the country where Shelby and her brother live, And
I live there too.
yeah, I know. I don't take it as that. Anyway, we've been trying to metal detect this house for the last, I don't know, 6 years. It's been so many things in the past. It's on the corner a lot of an intersection of the whole town. And she's always said no. She's always run us off. But every so often we'll try her because she's older. We'll ask her again or somebody
She's
different.
not that old, Dad.
Well, anyway, we've tried several ways, and she sold the house to Shelby's brother, and now as soon as he moves in, we get to go out there. So
Good deal. I've got a 1918 property down the street from my house in Newport Richey that a guy that I've known for 40 years and used to play poker with. It belongs to his family, but technically it belongs to his brother. And it was their grandparents' house, and it had this beautiful old 1918 house on it, 2-story, real cool looking house. And they finally, I guess the house was so termite eaten, they tore the house down. But it's his corner lot. It's just a nice. It's the last 1918 lot that I can do in my little city. And I wound up calling up Chet, and Chet goes, I can't give you permission. My brother owns it. And I go, do you have his number? He goes, yeah. So I call him up, and Bob goes, nah, I don't think so. I'm probably going to do that someday myself. And I'm thinking, no, you're not. You don't even own a detector. And I've known this guy 40 years, and he said no.
Yeah, this house and this whole lot, it's been in multiple different things. It's been a doctor's office, I think a funeral home at one point as well. And then the family has lived there for over 100 years.
Did they have any kids at one time?
Oh, yeah. There's been multiple kids.
The houses I've found that have
kids.
the most change in the yard are people that had families with kids that the kids lose the change in the yard. And your metal toys and your soldiers and your cars and your marbles and your jacks.
Yeah. I don't know what year that house is, but it's early 1900s if I had to guess, if not earlier.
I'll tell you the easiest way to do that, Toby.
That's why I said older.
Just type the address into Zillow, the real estate site Zillow. Just type the address in and scroll down. It'll tell you the year of the house.
Well, I know that the 1863 map for Switzerland County, it's on that map. So.
Oh, geez. See, that would be the oldest house we've ever done.
Yeah. Well, we have that benefit that there's some here. I mean, I guess you would have to go like to St. Augustine or somewhere up on the East Coast to get something like that. But yeah, it's on the 1863 map.
Unreal.
And that lot is so big, you don't know what you're going to find.
7 acres, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's got plenty of grass on it, and
that's probably going to take you more than one day to metal detect.
Oh, well, I bet you we dig there 5 times for sure.
At least, yeah, it's huge.
You don't realize how big the lot is until you have to walk it. That's for sure. It doesn't look very big. Yeah, it doesn't look very big, but then you get to like behind the house and behind the barn and the garages and stuff.
Well, that sounds like it's going to be a great day.
Oh, yeah, and then we've got one in town that we can't catch the lawyer when he's there, but it's 1843. And those are 2 guaranteed permissions. We've just got to get there at the right time. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my lordy. So, Rob, we only got 10 weeks until the first weekend of football.
My girlfriend's already saying, doesn't the preseason start in August? And I go, yes, it does.
Yeah, now that it's July, it's the last month we have without football. But we have training camp, so technically that's not even true. We do have football. It's just we don't get to watch it.
I told her the second preseason starts, I'm even going to forget what the hell the word baseball means. So
I hope so, because I know the Reds aren't going to the World Series, so I'm not. I'm already I want the Houston Astros to win the World Series at this point because that'd be the biggest thing ever.
Our city's going bonkers right now because the Lightning's up 2-0 in the Cup. So
yeah, they beat the Canadians again, didn't they?
Yeah, and they got outplayed. But that guy did that that diving goal at the buzzer that just fired everybody up. And
Oh yeah, I saw the replays on it. I'm not a hockey person, but every once in a while, hockey's nice to watch.
I'm not a huge hockey guy either. I mean, obviously it's our team, and I love supporting them. And I don't have a favorite hockey team because when I was in Baltimore, we didn't have a hockey team. So yeah, I support the. I don't pay to go to the games, but I definitely enjoy watching them, especially when they're winning and they're the whole city's just going. Oh,
well, I grew up in a Cincinnati sport loving area, and if it tells you how bad Cincinnati sports are between the Bengals and the Reds, our hockey team isn't even major league anymore. They had to step down.
They're still fun to watch, though.
They're still fun to watch, though. But I mean,
I have a Cyclones jersey in the closet, actually.
But that's how bad and poorly managed Cincinnati sports are, that our hockey team couldn't even stay major league.
Well, we've got the Clearwater Threshers here that are our minor league team. They've got a beautiful stadium, and that's where they're doing a big 4th of July. Hey, Lou is here.
What's up, Lou?
I think he just popped in.
Mr. Indiana Tones himself is here.
Where's he actually from? Because I know it's not Indiana.
He's actually in New York. He's one of the
New York. Yeah.
He's one of the Scavengers crew.
Still pretty cool.
Scavengers.
Lou,
they took Avengers and Scavengers and they made it Scavengers. He'll pop in. Ask him if he put the link up. Lou will pop in. Lou's hilarious, especially when he's had a beer or two.
Hey, Lou's got some interesting cooking that he does that I've actually made one of his recipes. It was really good. Oh, shit. What did I just do?
What'd you do?
Oh, I thought I shut the stream off, but I didn't.
I got to leave comments on the other page and then go back to StreamYard to see it.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay. I thought I did something bad, but I guess I didn't.
Hey, I was telling people in the Pat Zoom last night that you gave me that beautiful hat, the embroidered hat that I'm going to be using as my bonus prize.
Right on.
Oh, you saying Rob got a hat and I didn't? I've been asking for one.
You can have the next one.
You've been saying that on all of them.
I was flipping through YouTube channels today, and a guy did a, and it hasn't been there, so I know it's a new video. I think it said it was like 3 weeks old, but it's the 2020 Tampa Bay season. And I've been watching every one of those that like individuals have made besides the NFL. And this guy just did one. And in the middle of his video, he takes a break and he says, folks, we're going to be having a giveaway. We've hit 100,000 viewers, so we're going to give away a jersey. And I was like, well, that's pretty cool. And he goes, it's our first giveaway. And I thought, you cheap fucking bastard. 100,000 subscribers and this is your first giveaway?
Good Lord.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Every time I hit something, I
do one every 100 subscribers, and it's they don't all stay. I don't, but it's taken 3.5 years I've been on YouTube, and my channel's grown slow and steadily. I know there's other people like Merrill that shot from 2,000 up to 11,000 in 4 months. I'm just doing it nice and slow and steady, and
as long I feel like the more you stay consistent and stick to your guns, it continually goes nice and easy. But it's really nice when you hit a spurt. Them spurts are amazing.
Oh, that cops video I did, the cop show video, like I say, somehow YouTube put it in their algorithm, and
that was the first one of yours I saw.
I watched that video.
I mean, it's got 20,175 views. It went viral. and it came out like right during this whole Black Lives Matter movement, and it just took YouTube's algorithm, and I watched it. I looked at the analytics, and it says something like 97% of the people aren't subscribers that are watching it, but I got like 240 new subscribers out of that video.
Crazy.
Yep. That's like when I got my subscriber jump. It was
That was like 400 subscribers though.
Yeah.
I know, but it was just there, and it just all of a sudden it just took off. You could just watch it keep going. You could sit there and physically watch it grow.
Yeah, I just kept refreshing your page while I was just sitting at home watching it happen.
That's how much of a life we got sometimes in the middle of winter, Rob.
See, and I'll tell you something, my videos do much better in the winter.
Mine too.
Because it's only us Southern guys that can go out and detect. So, and we're detecting in November and December, and you guys are starting to get snowed in. Dalton and I are finally out there, and maybe a light windbreaker with our shorts because it's getting a little chilly. But that's the time we're actually not sweating our ass off. Even Shane was saying, God, I didn't think it was going to be this freaking humid down here, and he was like sweating through. Because see, I was upset. I'm like, oh man, if she'd have told me I had tickets, I'd have brought nice shoes. I'd have brought an extra nice shirt. I'd have brought an extra nice hat. Luckily, Troy had
the hat.
Yeah, well, yeah, you did great with the hat, but luckily Troy had his gallon jug with water so that we could at least clean up a little bit.
Yeah, we were kind of a mess leaving that yard.
Well, as soon as the rainstorm ended, it even got more humid.
See, that's down there. It wasn't humid to me, but then again,
Really?
we're used to like that riverside humidity.
The humidity here is a little different. The humidity there is a little bit more tolerable than what it is here.
It's
because
heavier here.
It's like we're in the jungle.
Now, did you guys walk the beach when you went to Clearwater?
Well, we were on a private beach.
Yeah, we didn't really get to explore too whole lot.
Well, I think it's pretty cool. Alex said she'd come back to the Tampa Bay area because I love it here. I call it a poor man's Hawaii. So,
I mean,
yeah, it's beautiful.
That made me poor going to Tampa Bay.
Lou said he's in bed. He doesn't want to come in, but he says it was 101 in New York yesterday.
Jeez.
Yeah. Now around asphalt, that's got to be tough.
That concrete jungle up there, man.
When I was a little kid, I used to think that New York State, that the entire state looked like New York City, and there wasn't a piece of grass or a tree in the whole state. When I was a little kid, I used to think that.
Hey, we got another visitor in the stream today. What's going on, young man?
Yes, it's been a minute. I was trying to hop in a couple of days after I joined the first time, but I had to get a new mic and stuff.
Oh yeah, you changed your name. I feel like it was something else. It wasn't Pirate King.
Yeah, it was Patriot King, but I changed it to Pirate King to Troll Chiefs fans.
Oh, well, you can't offend me. Yeah.
Man, this is gonna be
it's funny.
On time.
You just missed the part where we were talking about how we toured Tampa Bay Stadium just last week.
Yep. Yeah, Rob, this is your Tom Brady ally right here.
Oh,
howdy,
what's
sir?
up, man?
You have a great radio voice.
Heck yeah.
Oh, thanks.
He does. He could like be doing like a radio show.
Nobody's told me that before, but thanks for the compliment.
Yeah, it's just that deep and cool sound.
It is.
Put him in radio. Definitely put him in radio.
Yeah, it's like I joke with Shane. He has a face for radio, so I mean.
Right on. So where are you at again, buddy? And what do you go by? Do you go by Pirate King? I don't think you go by Pirate King. What's your name, man?
Patriot King. Well, my real name or my YouTube name?
Man, you know what? Your real name is probably the best
Hey.
one. Just
Yeah, Patriot King. I'm about to change it, but when the season starts. But it's a Patriot King.
All right.
So-
how you feeling
when
about
you-
your football season, brother?
I'm hoping the Patriots make the playoffs. Chances are now, since Brady's gone, probably unlikely, but we'll see what Bill does. It's the same thing I said the last time.
I mean, I have faith in Cam.
I think we all have a lot of faith in that team this year and the money they spent in good spots. They don't have to have a world beater quarterback to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how
Yeah,
he does.
we'll
his
see,
second
we'll see.
season- His second season in the system.
I
Yeah.
like it. He's a fan, but he's very modest going into the season because there's quite a few unknowns. A lot of them guys haven't been there before, so that's pretty responsible not to be that optimistic right now.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. But
Week
I'm
four
I-
game.
If there's one team that has a system, that's their system, their way. It's the Patriots.
That's true. Yeah. I
Man,
mean,
week four. I can't wait for week 4, man. We're week 4 is gonna be a war.
Is that
I
us?
feel like
That's Tampa coming to
Foxborough.
Foxborough.
But
that'd be the best game
no,
of the season.
just hey dude, just know who had Brady first and who knows Brady more. Just know that, man. Bruce Arians only know a little bit, bro. He only knows a inch of Tom Brady. Bill Belichick, he knows all of that. He knows him from top to
Bill
bottom.
Belichick built Tom Brady.
Let me
Top
tell
to
you
bottom.
something. If,
No, man, plastic surgery built Tom Brady.
if we'd have gotten Brady 10 years from now in Tampa Bay, we'd still be excited. That's how bad our quarterbacks have been. Okay.
I would say that wouldn't be the case because Tampa Bay, even though they had bad teams, they had good teams. But Brady during his younger years, he was a system quarterback.
Brady's still a system quarterback.
Not really. I can't agree with that as a Patriot fan. I wouldn't say he is a system quarterback. You can't count out 7 rings.
I mean, yeah, because he was in a system that worked for him. I mean,
Yes, but
Well-
he did it in a completely different system last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
they had
can't
the best
doubt about
defense in the
that.
NFL.
I agree with you on that one too.
oh yeah, Tom Brady's
But
never
Brady-
had a bad defense.
But not
Look.
gonna lie, man. But you can't discount what he did in Tampa though. Like the Buccaneers,
No.
even though I don't like the fact that he went to the Buccaneers. Sorry if I interrupted you. You just can't discount that. The team he transformed.
I don't
The Buc-
discount that he won. The only thing I can say is though that if Jameis Winston could have kept from throwing 30 fucking interceptions the year before, they might have had the best team in the NFC with Jameis Winston. But that guy threw more to the opposing team than he did his own receivers, and not to mention they have probably the best receiving core in the NFC. Tom Brady went into a winning situation where all he had to do was show up and not turn the ball over. So that's a system that he had to go in and play, and he played it perfectly.
Well,
Hey, dude,
yeah,
I'm not a Bucks fan, bro. So it looks like they're coming at you.
no offense from me. There's not a lot of people outside Tampa Bay that are. So
I just feel like that he walked into the one situation in the NFL where he could automatically have the best chance to go back to the Super Bowl.
But Shane, let me ask you: Do you think he didn't research that and take that into consideration?
Oh, dude, he's
No,
a smart guy. Brady's a smart guy. He knows how to read playbooks. He knows where to go. He went to the right team. He knew where he was going. He knew what he was getting.
But you talk about if we'd have kept James, if he didn't keep throwing interceptions. The thing is he did every year, and it was basically the same team that Jameis had the year before, except for Gronk.
Yep.
And look what Jameis did with it, 7-9, and Brady took us to a Super Bowl.
Exactly. And you know what? Your regular season record wasn't even really that great. We're a wild card team.
We were the wild card team.
So I mean, it just came together at the right time. I mean, you know what?
New Orleans.
If you want to give Tom Brady credit, here's where you give him credit is winning 3 straight playoff games on the road.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, that Washington even was the worst team in the playoffs, but they gave him a hell of a ride.
Yes, that Washington game was the closest playoff game there was.
That Washington Bucks playoff game was the best playoff game of the entire playoffs, AFC and NFC, and no one can change my mind.
I think
see they got a
it
$10
was.
million fine
I
today?
highly disagree with that one. I think it was the Saints. I think it was the Saints because the Saints beat the Saints kicked the Bucks twice. I'm trying not to cuss. The Saints
Okay.
kicked
You're good.
the Bucks. The Saints kicked the Bucks twice in the regular season, and the Bucks just capitalized in the playoffs. Like that's the best one, probably even better than the ones we played in New England. That one was the best one in my opinion that Brady, played.
I didn't get to watch that game because I was driving home from the Kansas City playoff game. So
I listened to it while we were driving back.
But so yeah, I didn't actually get to watch that game. So that was probably one of the only playoff games last year I didn't watch.
So you guys actually went to the Kansas City playoff game last year?
Yeah, we went to the Kansas City
when the
Browns
came
game.
to town.
Oh, cool.
Dang. The Browns were close of the Browns almost kicked y'all out though.
Yeah,
They
because they
did.
broke my quarterback.
Did you see the Washington?
He was going to be
got
broken
$10 million
anyways.
today?
What was that, Rob?
Did you see the Washington team got fined $10 million today by the league?
Yeah, now the coach's wife is in charge of the team right now. Yeah, I saw that.
I forgot.
There's 3 teams that couldn't find.
The funny
That's
part
great.
is I forgot the Washington team was the Redskins. I forgot that they were even the Redskins.
I say it all the time.
They're yeah.
I say this with all due respect to everybody in the room, but as an old fat white guy, I didn't have any problem with the Redskins name.
I don't have any problem with any of that. I think I don't think it's disrespect in any sense of the word, but people take it as like racism, and I think it's a joke. I think it's it's just like calling the Cleveland Indians the Cleveland Indians. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it.
No, I mean it's just like the Chiefs.
It's some woke heads, I guess. They always say that shit. I mean, a lot of shit's racist. They say shit. I have a black fan. They can say that's racist. Like, it's these woke heads.
I'm amazed a year later they don't have a team name yet.
Yeah, it's so crazy to me because it's like 40-year-old white women and white dudes that are like, oh my God, that's so racist. That should be illegal. You should outlaw that. It's like, shut up, man. Like, stay in your own lane. Mind your own
doubt.
business.
Stay in your own lane. I haven't heard that one.
If that's if the Redskins are racist, then shit, why not the Chiefs? The name of the Chiefs be racist, or the Patriots, or the let me think of another one.
I tell you what, if you want, you can twist anything into something bad. All you got to do is have an imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was like an issue with the Atlanta Braves as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Florida State Seminoles.
Yeah, the only reason they got away with that one is because they're just depicting an actual tribe and not a group as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Seminoles kind of like signed off on that down here because they're pretty big down here in Tampa.
Yeah.
Don't they own a lot of the Indian casinos?
Yep, it's
They
the
got their
Seminoles
money, they
that
don't
own
care.
the Hard Rock Casino.
Money solves everything, doesn't it?
So, do y'all watch? Well, this basketball season was boring, but it's already predictable. The Suns are gonna win. Whoever wins in Milwaukee, I think Milwaukee has a chance. If Giannis is healthy, but I don't see the Hawks taking on the Suns. But what do y'all think about the NBA right now? Who y'all think who might make it next year or something like that?
The only thing I can say for sure about this NBA playoffs, and me and Alex was talking about it at the beginning of the stream tonight, was I've never seen such a road-orientated win streak in playoffs. Nobody could protect their home court worth of shit this year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was kind of mad that KD was kicked out. Even though I'm not a KD fan, I'm a LeBron fan, so of course I don't want KD to win. I was happy, but then I was upset because now the Suns are obviously the top dog now,
Hey, there is no better person left in the playoffs to win an NBA championship other than Chris Paul. He deserves it.
Yeah.
16 years in the league. He's earned that opportunity, and I hope he does. I hope he gets it just for him.
And he will.
Yeah. I really thought that the Nets were gonna get into the finals, but then everything happened. And
I mean, the Nets are a super team, but they don't have any consistency.
Yeah. Well, they never really play with all of their superstar players. It's always like one or two of them are out.
Yeah. So I mean, it's surprising that they didn't make it, but it's also not surprising if you look at their whole season.
Right.
Yeah, I wish my team was ever in the playoffs. It's my team is the Pistons, man. I wish they were ever in the playoffs, but
I feel bad for you, man.
It's Detroit, man. It's nobody else but Detroit. Nothing's possible in Detroit.
Detroit is cursed or something, and I feel bad for all of their sports fan bases. I really feel bad.
Which one's worse, Detroit or Cincinnati?
Detroit. It's Detroit, man. My brother's a Lions fan, man. I feel bad for him. I tell him hey, feel free to convert to the Patriots, man. But he's still a Lions fan, man. I keep on telling him all they're gonna do is just let you down. You could be 80 years old and the Lions will still suck, So.
Unfortunately, they're cursed or something.
Yeah. Curse of Bobby Lane.
Yeah. So are you you a baseball? You a Pirates fan?
Nah, I don't watch baseball.
Not a baseball fan.
I watch hockey sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Y'all like hockey?
I like hockey, but I don't really follow a team.
Yeah, I don't follow it as much as I used to. But I'm a Chicago fan.
All right.
Which hockey team do you follow?
I follow the St. Louis Blues.
Okay.
All right.
They won not too long ago, but
yeah. One of my bosses was a huge fan, so I watched the series at B-Dubs with her.
Sure, you should check it out. So it's a cool sport. Unlike football, hockey. Yeah, unlike football, hockey's more physical.
Yeah. You also have blades on your feet, so.
Yeah.
It's definitely a sport of skill.
You don't really need skill. I would say basketball, but you don't really. Well, you do, but you don't really need that much skill. Well, you don't really need skill to
You
play
just have
hockey.
to be coordinated, I guess is what I meant to say.
Yeah, same with football.
Hockey's just soccer on ice.
That's true.
Soccer
on ice. Is that what I walk back to?
Yeah, that's what hockey is.
Except it's more
Hockey's
physical.
like polo on ice, isn't it?
Well, it's like a combination of the two. I mean, I played indoor soccer, and it's set up just like hockey is.
Yeah, and indoor soccer was a trip. It was fun when she played indoor soccer because you want to talk about something that's brutal and physical.
Yeah, I got the shit beaten out of me.
I got a
right
couple
on.
concussions. I got a couple concussions from indoor soccer.
Especially women's, they're ruthless. Men's
Dang.
soccer, they're just little bitches. They just trip and fall, and all of a sudden they think they broke their leg, and 2 minutes later they're absolutely fine.
Then in
Girls
women's
don't care.
soccer,
They'll beat the hell out of you in soccer.
I watched a
Yeah.
game where this girl got her jaw broken and walked over
Dang.
to her parent, and he like popped it back in, and then like they like taped it over her head, and she finished the game.
I mean, I dislocated my jaw in a
Dang.
game and played the second half. I got kicked right there, like straight foot to mouth.
Dang,
I
that's a
couldn't.
bummer.
It was horrible. And the worst part was the girl thought I was gonna stand up and like fight her. Like they were like escorting her off the field and she was crying and I was like, I don't care. I'm not mad at you. Like
To put this into perspective, Alex is 4'11".
yeah, I'm not even 5 foot
Uh,
tall. I'm not gonna beat you up because you kicked me in the mouth.
Well, Alex, I'm
But-
gonna dart because I gotta get up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I gotta work tomorrow, so I was just hanging out
All right.
since we had a crew.
Hey, Mr. Pirate
right.
King, dude, come back anytime you want to hang with us. Usually we're in here late on Thursdays and sometimes early on Mondays. Anytime you want to come in here and talk shit or sports, we got you.
All right, man. I'll try to catch
Pirate
up
King,
with y'all.
good meeting you, buddy.
All
See
right,
you,
good
Rob.
meeting you too.
See you, Rob.
Take care, guys.
All right,
Take
Yeah,
care.
I'm gonna click the end button. Everybody, thanks for watching tonight. See you next time.
Yeah.
All right.